Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Good morning on the Pacific Coast and good afternoon here on the East Coast. Let's see. Okay, Joni's awake. Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. We have our nice cold weather. Hello, you guys. Adrian's here. Oh, you guys, thank you for showing up today. Kim, nice to see you, Kim. Oh, fabulous, you guys. Good morning and good afternoon. I decided to wear my leather today because it is cold. Well, we kind of have this little bit of cold, in between weather out here where in my studio, hi you guys, nice to see you. In my studio, we don't get heat when it's like, upper 30s, 40s, 50s, because we get hot here anyway. But hi, Kathy. Nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining this morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Wow. It is Thursday again and it is jewelry talk. And I decided to wear my very, very finished piece here this morning. Hello. Oh my gosh. So nice to see you guys. Fantastic. Some people have, I see all of these names from Instagram over and over, and I know your work by your Instagram name. It's crazy because it's like, I don't necessarily know your personal name, but oh my gosh, there is even the Bench Alchemist. So nice to see you. Oh my gosh, my heaters, they get so hot. We have to open up windows sometimes. So yes, I'm here and I'm all set to go. And I've been working super hard in my studios. This is a lot of my same rings that I have, but I finished another piece. Well, I didn't finish it. Oh my gosh. I've got some really cool things coming up in my studio that, is coming up, and I'll actually send you guys a photo of this. Hang on, let me see. This is actually my piece that I'm working on right now. And I'm going to be wearing this piece. I have it behind me. I'm going to be wearing this piece on the 21st when I speak with the Intentional Metalsmithing group. But it's been really fun here. It's been really fun. Actually, I'm doing a performance piece at this time. So so there's a couple things that, I'm going to talk about today. And it's like when you're thinking about this piece here and this piece that I'm wearing, how do you... this actually is one body of work. How do I make these two pieces that are so different work together? Hello there. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh. So yes, here's my piece in person that I'm working on. There's a lot more work to go. I have 150 more sticks coming onto here. You can hear the sound. I'm getting this piece ready for a performance on the 20th with Matt. You guys know Matt. It's Matt's daughter. Oh my gosh, she's such a beautiful... Hello, everybody who just joined me. Thank you so much. I was talking about this piece that's been in my head for a very long time. First, this piece here, and then this piece I imagined for me, it's like I've been collecting sticks for so many years and beautiful, beautiful sticks from the beaches. And I wanted to show you guys this piece because this one is part of Milan Fashion Week. But, and I did show a big photo earlier. This is part of Milan Fashion Week, but it also will be part of a dance performance this next Wednesday. So almost like a week from today. Let's see if Christina got on. Oh, Brenda Alexander, nice to see you. Hi, Sandy. Okay, there's Sandy too. So nice to see you guys. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for showing up. Listen, the world is so crazy right now. I think I switched my schedule up to do yoga every day, but just for 30 minutes to do this clearing. So, one thing, actually there's a couple things. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I'm so excited about that, and as far as clearing. So for me, my purpose of Jewelry Talk is to just get in and talk about other things other than what's the craziness going on in the world. It's really how I work and how I teach in intentional metalsmithing, and I've been putting a lot of this vibration into my book that Christina and I are organizing and putting together, and it will be out very, very soon, I promise you guys. And everyone in the course gets an e-copy, and then there's a lot of people in here who are actually have some of the work. Hi, Nan. there's a lot of people here who have had have some of the pieces going into the book. So I really thank you guys a lot. It's coming together so beautifully. I think you guys are going to be really proud to see, everything about it. So, one of the things with everything going on in the world, I see some people kind of are a little bit frozen. Next week, I'm, and on the Intentional Metalsmithing site, I really show you guys this artist breath of breathing and clearing. And I had the opportunity to do this when I was I had the opportunity to do this in Mexico, but also I do it in a lot of my workshops. It really is, for me, it's like I go in, I read the news, it's upsetting, it's positive, negative, whatever it is. And then I do my yoga and I allow myself to think whatever thoughts that I want to. Oh my gosh, of course, I want you guys to be in the book. I'm so proud of you guys. I love all the jewelry I'm seeing. But you never want to try to stop yourself from thinking a thought. One of the things I learned in yoga, thank you. Thank you. I feel good today. I love my leather. I'm waiting for it to be, for me to finally be able to get out and maybe wear these gorgeous leather pants that I kept bragging about in Mexico. No one knows. Hi, Mary Jo. I did wear my whole piece. You guys can see, with this on, I have everything completely finished. And I wanted to wear it because you can see this actually is a neck piece that Sandy, who's on here, who I just adore. This was a piece that she actually gave me during my Mexico retreat, and it worked well with the whole vibration of the piece. This is all my yoga breath. Yes, they're crosses, but it's interesting. In the book, I'm talking a lot about symbolism that we'll have too, and I talk about it in my course. Symbolism of different shapes. So, this to me is it is the sign of the cross, but it also is compasses. It's a yoga breath. I was talking to my yoga teacher about a year ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, why do I feel when I breathe this yoga breath in, it goes out my arm? So I literally feel, this shape. And then all of a sudden I started seeing it in all of my work. So, you find all this in all your work. And then many times I've talked a lot about your shapes, your colors, your style, your form. In this piece too, I started working with all of these reds and yellows and a little bit of blues in here. But man, really a lot of these gem colors here. So I had to find a way to bring it into the next piece and the next piece and the next piece. So this is actually, I have a choreographer, Dance, who is Matt's daughter, who's coming in. I'm going to have her wear this piece, and oh my gosh, I'm so behind. I have less than a week, and then, she'll have the stack of bracelets on. You guys know in Jewelry Talk and Intentional Metalsmithing, I'm really, as I'm finding my core of who I am, I realize it's like, I love jewelry, but I love jewelry for holistically. I love it as adornment. I love it as expression. I love it as artwork. I love it as ethnographic history, So I do love talking about specific pendant pieces, but for me, it's just importance like the cultural significance, the way that a piece is going to kick ass on a dancer, and her movement. I'm going to get to see, good morning, nice to see you. So, I'm excited because I'm going to get to see my pieces and movement that I've been thinking about for so long. So there's actually a young film guy who is pretty incredible with this film. And he also composes music, and he plays different instruments. So, we're kind of looking at some of his music to match with my work, and then we're looking at a dance performance. We have a great space that I just took a second look at now. So anyway, I'm the person who's always going to talk to you about alternative routes of jewelry, adornment, like how really, because at its core, jewelry back in time. Oh, your reds, that core chakra, right? Me too. I thought I would do blues. I was addicted to blue for so long. I was so surprised that I started bringing out all these oranges and reds again. And man, they're just so beautiful to me, those oranges and reds and yellow. So it's like all three of these here, So anyway, in my studies, and you guys know, like, these are always pre-recorded. Today, I'm just kind of wanting to talk about a lot of things, getting ready for one of my meetings with my intentional metalsmithing group that will happen on the 21st, the day after inauguration. We're getting closer. Things are really hugely culminating. It's crazy time. So it's like that yoga breath that I talk about, and the artist breath that's on intentional metalsmithing is really important. Have your thoughts. Think anything you want to think, and be okay with yourself. If you're stressed out, if you're anyway, forgive yourself. Be okay that you feel that way. And for me, when I go into my yoga, this is what I was thinking today. When I was thinking of showing up on Jewelry Talk, I was like, okay, we're fine thinking any thoughts that we want to think, whether they're positive or negative. But when you show up on your mat, I don't try to clear a thought. I don't try to think, oh my gosh, I'm stressed out about what's happening. I'm going to clear this exact thought. I just show up on my mat and I breathe in, emptying my mind, and breathe it out. So when I'm done, I really am clear and I'm ready to show up my bench. So it doesn't matter if your work is political. Oh my gosh, one of my best friends who has a studio, Nanette, right near here, her work is very, very political. And your work can be political, but you want to come at your work clear. So you don't come at your work hung up in anger, or just come up and making an expression with your work. Does that make sense? So anyway, I have okay, good. Okay, so I hope that helps you. I'm looking to see what people are saying. I can't wait to meet with everyone in intentional metalsmithing. This is really our last month of working together. So when we meet on the 21st, I'm kind of showing these two pieces today because when I do show up on the 21st, I'm going to have my big pencil. I'm going to have my pencil. I'm calling it my pencil stub. You guys know the pencil work that I used to have on here. I'm going to have this piece on, and I'm going to find a way, probably through more gems. I have to find a way to make these two pieces work together. And, that's really what we're doing as master artists. Oh, yes, it's gonna show in the work. So you guys, thank you, Joni. And I'm showing you guys because I really hope to inspire you guys with, your own direction and what you're doing. And I know a lot of times, I'm realizing through the years of doing jewelry, as I'm doing all this writing for the book and all this new writing for my website, I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I've been trying to fit into a jewelry world, and it was always such a hard fit because mine is more an adornment and it's more expansive. I love jewelry, I love it, but you guys will see I'm going to be getting my bio up, and for me it's like maybe when you take a look at my new bio, it inspires you to think of different things about yourself. I do know there was a statement that I saw. Who is it by? Oh my gosh, it was a fabulous statement. Maybe it was Brenda Schweider, and she had said, it was a statement by an artist, but it's like, just go in there and do all this writing. Bad writing. If all your writing is bad, you will eventually get to some good writing. You know what I mean? So it's been really cool. Oh, there you go. Yes, you'll get to your good writing. So it's like writing over. It's like, I brought up to you guys a couple sessions ago about the 5 words that I chose to define who my jewelry line is. That was inspired by many years ago. I met this brilliant, very inspiring woman who was such a powerhouse. I met her in California. She was such a powerhouse. She actually would go into a company. She was like she did branding. She went into these big companies because she had worked herself into such a position. She'd go into these big companies and she would reduce their company to 1 word. And I'm going to answer that in a second. I've been stuck with those in writing. So absolutely. So, she would go in and spend like a month walking around, talking to people, doing all this different, type of work, getting to know this company. And she would reduce the company to 1 word. And then the whole company could spring from this one word, which is pretty incredible. I was like, man, that sounds like a lot of work. I was able to reduce mine to 5 words. So, if you're thinking about who you are with your work and what you're about, it's all about your history. It's like, as I was doing all this writing, I realized, oh my God, when I was, during the summer, if you guys came to my jewelry talk, I was talking a lot about the different cultures, because I spent so much time staying in small villages during that time before the internet, and just seeing how different people lived and collecting gorgeous little objects that people loved, and symbolism and all of that, So it's like, for me, my hard part, as I just finished, and Christina just took a look at it too and finished editing it for me. It was hard for me to incorporate, how do I incorporate this big history of research that I've done on other cultures, but find a way to bring it into how it influenced me. And it was a big mouthful of information. So for me, it was like I spent 2 weeks probably writing this, and I'd go in and I'd get rid of all this and start again, and over and over, and then I'd get to the point where I was like, all right, I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, what we're about, body of work. Yay, absolutely, a body of work. So, okay, there you go. That's a good one there, Pamela Slim. So it really is, it's like a body of work is in any medium. An album, we used to sit and listen to albums, music all day long, and it really, a body of work is an album because it's all about the same subject. So for me, I'm doing a 10-piece body of work going to Milan. How do I make my 10-piece body of work all vibe together in color? So, I do know this is such a different statement than this, but I will get these two to work together. This has been on my mind for so long. This is more of like a tribal-y type thing, which is going to be perfect for dance. This one is a elegant but still very expressive art piece, and so then along the way I have all these things. I brought these here because I'm talking about a body of work, which, hey, I could talk about this over and over again. I feel like there's always different perspectives. Oh, thank you. You know what, Karen, I have been in this field for 35 years. I started not as a silversmith. I started just being like, okay, now I have an art degree. Now I have to get experience. Because, one thing is I've been mentoring and working with some of the 20-year-olds. I have 20-year-olds, and I'm, teach so much, as you guys know. And in working with the 20-year-olds, I realized these kids, they're so full of knowledge, But for me and for people my age, what we have is experience and wisdom, So it's like when I look back, it's harder for me to weed things out, and for anyone else my age, it's harder to weed out things and get to the core. And it's, for these young kids, they're trying to find information. I'm finding it's a really fun match with these 20-year-olds, because it's like I really feel like I can step back for this performance that we're putting together with the 3 of us. I'm not going to be in the picture. There might be a Japanese drum. Thank you, Matt. And it's Matt's daughter. She's a dancer. She's still finishing school. Colin, who is this incredible film guy. I'm like, hey, I've got 2 amazing artists. Why would I, and that are young and fresh with ideas, I'm just going to put a little guidance out there for them, see what they can do, hand it to them and let them go. Why would I micromanage 2 young, vibrant artists? All I have to have is the wisdom to put it together and put things together. Oh, I know. So I have been in this field. So really I have, so to do my bio for me, I had to start trying to put a whole, 10 years into 2 sentences, So you have to use your words so smartly. Many years ago, when I was doing a lot of writing for Making Connections, I realized what an art form writing is. There's such an art there. Okay, so there's Matt. Yeah. So there's Matt. Thank you, Kendra. She put up Matt's tag. So, we are actually going to be, see, he says no problem. Matt's bringing his Japanese drum up here. So I don't know if you guys know Matt, my buddy in the studio next door, he lived in Japan for many years, and him and his children, I love how he's mentored his children. They do this Japanese drumming, which is just, pretty amazing. And so I thought, hey, this is going to be gorgeous. In the background, we're going to utilize this big space. There we go. See? So anyway, I think it's going to be really fun. And Matt and I, we're the wisdom people, so we will stand back and see what happens. So, I want to show you guys too, from putting together these pieces that I'm putting together, I have a lot of excess material. This is where, these are just pieces that I did that don't quite fit, that maybe I have extras of, because when you're doing, a body of work, you do an excess. So I'm excited because when I have my jewelry, I'm doing a jewelry sale at the probably I think the 13th of February. I'm doing all my excess jewelry after putting everything together, because then I have an excess of pieces and parts that come from your body of work. So, and it really is, it's like when you're building work, of course, it's like you see a piece like this on me, and this piece right here I love. This is from a friend of mine, Maku, she has an incredible, I don't think Christine is on today. She's been so busy with that dang book. But if she is, we'll put Max up here. But, I love this little section here. So for me, I'm like, oh my God, this is a ring, So I'm working on this ring right here as we speak, because I'm like, how can I resist not having a ring? So there's going to be another piece that fits right into here. So as you're going with your body of work, it's like you don't want to worry about, oh my gosh, should I waste my time building this or building this? Yay, we go. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you're on here. There's Raku. There she is. So, her work is pretty incredible. It works good with enamels. It works good with these gems. I feel like I really like the look of all that. So, Maku Studio, there you go. Thank you. So, there's Kendra putting that up for us. See? Thanks. With all of this, with all of this excess pieces, I just build way more than enough, because maybe, if only I could find a way to put sticks on here, and I might still try to find a way to put sticks on here, a few sticks. I tried them out here. I tried them out here. I might be able to maybe put some sticks on the edge if they were shorter. I'll try, because they all have to be interactive. And that really is what a whole body of work is about. It's interactive. It all tells the same story. Sometimes I don't even know the story until I look back afterwards and I'm like, oh, that's what was on my mind, I think a lot of people maybe who have been following my work also know that, how obsessed I've been with like Morocco and India, and, kind of bringing in this roots of all this history from way back when. So it's like, you're going to find with your shapes, your color, all these small little details that I learned in art school, because I'm a silversmith, but I'm primarily an artist turned into a silversmith. I feel like in silversmithing, there's not, now they have it at the universities, but at the Art Institute, you could not take silversmithing because it was craftsmanship. It was craft, even though it's a fine craft, a lot of times jewelry, Hey, there's Jay. Nice to see you, Jay. I've been thinking so much about you. So, that's kind of what I want to say on that part. Now, so I am going to do my jewelry sale after. I'm going to be working feverishly in here to get a lot of these pieces done here. Again, I kind of just talked about a body of work through this one again. For me, it's like when I worked with my first group of intentional metalsmithing, I talked a lot about business and marketing, and a lot of this, is in the course, and I'll talk about this in the course. Weaving at college, nice. Very, very nice. Weaving, yes. So, you could study weaving, because I studied at the Art Institute. There was a lot of like stitching classes, but I couldn't make a purse, say. You know what I mean? Like I could stitch, and I could learn to stitch, and I could learn to weave, and I could learn to solder. We didn't learn to solder, but you couldn't make a piece of beautiful jewelry, or you would just fail the course. That's all, you know? It's like, I remember I made a mistake because I was so inspired by all the stitching I did. Like, I wanted to do a handbag because I love adornment, you know? And they were like, oops, no. Arts and craft course. Yay, in the UK. That sounds incredible. Yeah, and yes. So it's like, you know, I was always involved in, you know, we had the American Craft Council, which is fine crafts, you know. We have come to think of crafts as like easy to do. It's for the for the person who's at home busy with their mom and needs 2 seconds to build something. But a craft and craftsmanship is really, oh my gosh, such an honor to be able to put things together and solder things the right way. You know, like if a piece is soldered together beautifully, I could say, oh, this has fine craftsmanship to it. You know, if a piece is put together interestingly, you know, in layers and interesting, you could say, wow, that person's an artist, you know, and that's kind of like how you decide on things. So we focus more like on art and creativity. I feel like throughout my life, even when I teach my courses, it was a little bit harder when I had like 20 students for 6 hours to try to teach a whole course, you know, get everyone to learn a project. But for the most part, when I have longer workshops, I really like to teach creativity, because if you can get into your creative space, and in the book Intentional Metalsmithing, I'm writing a lot about, you know, because I'm examining how I get into my right brain, how I get out of it to go face the world and get in my left brain. You know, it really is, if you want to do some real creative work, you get in your right brain. When, you know, this is how I'm assembling this big piece here. You know, I'm assembling this big piece by being in my right brain. This is just the beginning of it. This isn't even halfway done. This piece is, you know, I have to figure out now, architecturally, how I'm going to hang long pieces. I need pieces longer, but they need to be sturdier than sticks, because I don't want pieces to start breaking when they are, you know, movement. It's a piece made for movement. It's a piece made for a frame on the wall. It's an adornment piece. It's a piece that holds your magic and your talisman, is what that piece is about. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh. So it's so nice to see everybody. So really, it's like, that really is a body of work, and I feel like I can talk about this over and over. I actually plan to show up and talk about some tools and technical things, but you know, a lot of times we get back to this. So I wanted to tell you that next week, I'm actually meeting on the 21st with my Intentional Metalsmithing group at noon. So I won't be here, but there's a lot of so many new fun things coming up. I feel like when I'm in December, I don't know about you guys, but I talked about how it's so good to take some time and really check out. If you haven't had time to check out, you know, and just relax and let your body relax during COVID, you know, with a little bit more of the isolation and craziness with here in the US, you know, make sure that you find a way to do that. It's really important. I just spoke with one of the IM students on the phone this morning, and she was saying how she's actually not doing the course yet. She's finding she can't get there, but you know, she's excited that she has the course there for her later. It's really important to check out. In December, I completely check out. I don't think about jewelry. That doesn't mean I don't walk around and visit with people. I saw a lot of people in Mexico, but I don't worry about what I'm going to build next. I don't worry about how I'm going to take this experience and bring it into my work. I just go and I have my experiences. When I finally go to Morocco, which is of course on my mind now that, you know, everybody's dying to travel, right, in October. So when I go to Morocco, or when you go somewhere, or when you go visit, you know, I just kind of check out, which means absorb, like kind of in this halfway shutdown, just pulling in and absorbing. Later, when you get into the safety of your studio, you do that yoga breath, the artist breath, and then you're able to bring all of this visions and all of this work that you saw, you're able to bring it out and try different ideas. You know, and if you can get in right brain, you won't have that fear. The reason I love these torches is because when I'm doing this exploratory work, I can not, I don't have to worry about the big torches and the dangers of the big torches and, these type of fuels, it sinks, and I do all my work with this torch. So it's pretty cool. As I'm going, not that I'm opposed to acetylene or oxygen or anything, but, not that I have opposed to any of that, but it's just really good. It's really good for that creative right brain exploratory assembling and getting things put together. So that's exciting. So you guys, I hope that you're finding, some really good work during this time. I know it's like I kind of feel it. I found a way through yoga and the artist breath, which I'm going to do a live. I'm going to do a live for very soon. Make sure you guys get onto the Alchemy of Soldering, Alchemy of Soldering Facebook group. And because I don't think Christina's on here, but it's the Alchemy of Soldering Facebook group. And if you get on that group, I'm actually going to start showing up on there. I think that group. And then, I'm reorganizing again. So I'm getting on there and I'll be really doing like a live, I call it the artist breath. It's a yoga breath, but it's this artist breath clearing. I know I have it on the site, but this is a little bit morphed. And I'll be just kind of going through tools and talking. I actually am going to just do a little bit of film, and we're really getting the whole package and everything put together for the next way that I'm going to offer a mentorship. So anyway, I'm kind of coming in and talking about different things. And in the meantime, I am just loving the group that we have in Intentional Metalsmithing. Thank you. You are so amazing. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you so much. There we go. So Kendra actually put that up for us. So you guys can grab on there. Thank you, Kendra. And we can, so you guys have that. So if you guys get onto that group, make sure you're on my mailing list. I'm switching up my website. I have a lot of changes. It's like, I can't remember what this feeling is called, but do you guys know, and you guys might know it with your own work, there's a lot of work. When I talked to my first group of intentional metalsmithing about business, it's like I'm finally realizing some of these major steps in getting to my business. It takes years, it takes months, it takes weeks, it takes days, So I feel like there's so many things that are finally starting to come together after all of this work, in putting together like the background work. And Christina has been such an amazing, help for me. So I really appreciate it. And everybody else in the group. Oh my gosh, we've got such an amazing group, you guys. I love it. So next Thursday, I'm actually going to be meeting with Intentional Metalsmithing on Thursday at this time. It'll be the day after the inauguration. And, I'm really, maybe things will be able to really start focusing. Aim for summer. If you guys are doing a lot of work right now, which I'm really proud to see, all this beautiful work. If you're doing a lot of work, don't slow down. This is the time where we're quiet, especially, us here. I'm in winter. This is our winter. I lived in California for 7 years and in Oregon for a couple years, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. It's kind of, Christina is the bomb diggity. I know, she really is. So the thing that I really love, and in, I guess, Tucson, people work backwards. Their summer is harder on them, but for me, I love our winters because it's quiet. It's quieter. It's almost like this little quiet time where you can get into your studio, give yourself permission to do your creative work, and not have worries about, not really have the worries about meeting deadlines, about what we have to do. So right now, there isn't a lot of big retail events going on. There isn't a lot of things going on, but if you can get in there and do your work right now, it will be there in the summertime. I promise you. I know me, it's like I'm getting ready to buy a whole new wardrobe when we finally open up in the summer. I'm getting ready to wear all new jewelry. I'm getting ready. You know what I mean? It's like I'm seeing the fashion industry, which is what I'm getting back into again. The fashion industry has been hit so hard, like many other industries during this time. But, when things come back, and it will come back, when it comes back, people are really excited about seeing new work, really excited about kind of opening their eyes and looking at the world again in a whole new way. You know what I mean? So do your work and be ready. Gratitude is here. Oh, Deb. Yes. Oh, really, it really is. And exactly what Deb is saying. It's like, waking up and being grateful. I feel like you guys see, I'm not a jeweler. I do teach technique. I do teach all this, and I always have a technique planned or a tool planned when I get on to jewelry talk. But I find over and over that it's this is just what we need right now. And like almost saying the same thing, but in a different way. It's like, gratitude, waking up. It's like one of the things I've been doing is waking up, and Deb, it sounds like you too. It's like, just waking up and being like, oh my God, I get to be in my studio today. And like, wait, my brain starts waking up and it's like, okay, what, tracking for problems that are going on, and it's like, if you can get them clear before you go to sleep, if you can get them clear in your morning, you can sleep peacefully, so it's really cool. So that's all I want to say today, you guys. So I'm not going to be here next Thursday, but I am going to start putting on I'm doing some pre-recorded like techniques again, and I am going to be showing up live. But make sure that you guys, make sure you get on the mailing list, and I'll keep you guys posted. I have my jewelry sale. That's like a lot of the extra pieces that come from me building my body of work. It is due end of January. So January 29th, I have to have the whole 10-piece body of work done. So you can see I'm in here like right brain and left brain and craziness. You can see on this piece too, I showed you guys this piece. How did I make this ring? This was a ring that I made at a different time. I went back in because I needed to make this whole body of work together. The gems work beautiful together. See that? But how do I make the ring? So because I have these pieces here, which are the prayers and kind of, Oaxacan influence, I decided to actually add them to this piece too. So it's like always in just finishing up this time with talking about a body of work. You guys will see, I showed you guys my second big piece in that's not finished, but will be in a performance next Wednesday. When that's edited and done, you guys will get to see the movement, the way things were done, with these two incredible artists. And this piece here. Then I have I have a New York Fashion Week model she actually shoots at New York Fashion Week, and how lucky am I? She's right across the street. I'm getting the whole body of work done, photographed. So you guys will get to see that all as one piece. So anyway, I hope that inspires you guys for your work. There's room for us all. Remember, if nothing else, we are creating a market for ourselves with all of us. So isn't that cool? Hi, Freya. Yeah. So, really, it's like always keep your heart open. You're going to sell your work better. Your authenticity. It's like my friend and I were just talking yesterday. We were like, I feel like in some ways I got so off track when I got into craft. My brain doesn't think craft, and you guys know my product. I love my product. It started as an art product, but then it went into a craft product. And it's like, I know I do better when I can stay in a higher art form. Some people do better in a craft art form. Art form. You just find your place and you stay with it, and you're going to be healthy and you're going to be authentic, and your work is going to flow. Your real work, what you need. So yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Mwah. I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. And you guys enjoy your day, and I'll have more. I'll meet the Thursday after, and get on my mailing list. There's a lot of new stuff coming up. Thank you guys. Mwah.